get in the car and you're like, man, I don't want to go here today. I don't want to go to the grocery store, right? Your hands up. I don't want to go, like my mom used to drive me sometimes to the dentist. I don't want to go to the dentist, right? I don't like the smell of the dentist office. I don't like the sound of those drills, right? I see your hands up. Sometimes we go to church. I didn't always want to go. And I got tired of, appreciate the high five, man. I got tired as a young person always being driven someplace. It felt like people were always telling me what to do. Driving me, taking me places. I used to call shotgun. My cousins wouldn't give me shotgun. All right, ours had to ride in the backseat. How many of you guys call shotgun before you get in? How many of you get to ride shotgun most of the time? Live, right? Call it. So check this out, guys. So when I was a kid, we drove all these places, and sometimes when I got to where we were going, somebody might say, well, how's the drive? They'd ask my mom, how's the drive? I said, oh, it's okay. We didn't have any problem finding your house or something like that. And I'm thinking to myself, this drive sucks. Sorry. I didn't like this drive because this drive took me somewhere I didn't want to go. Or sometimes, like back in the day, we had this car. I'm from South Central Los Angeles, now called South LA. And I lived there from 0 to 14 years, and then we moved to West Covina where I met Coach Mill. And when I was a kid in LA, my mom had this car that was 2 different colors, but it wasn't supposed to be. You know what I mean? It was like orange, and then the hood was blue. I have pictures somewhere. It was like this Beetle. And it was a Volkswagen Beetle, but it wasn't like the ones the new ones would be. It was like a 1960-something Beetle. And it had the seats were made out of this material that was a combination of plastic and leather. You know what plastic and leather makes? Leather. And so when the sun came out, the seats would get really hot. And sometimes we'd be really hurrying up to get to where we're going. She'd be like, hurry up, get in the car. And I'm like, okay. And I'd have on shorts, and I would sit my skin on those hot seats and be like, oh, and burn my skin, because these seats were all hot from the sun. How many of you guys have your parents have a car with leather interior? Is the leather ever hot? Yes. Yes, you know what it is. They got those seat coolers. I know that's a whole different deal. But here's what I realized. When I got older, I realized that the same way my mom used to drive me everywhere, and my grandparents and my grandmother, I realized there's another kind of drive. There's like a drive that's society that determines where you go. And we call it motivation. Say motivation. Motivation. Say it again. Motivation. Very good. Motivation. 4 syllables. And the drive inside you is just like the drive that takes you to other places, like when your mom would take you places or your dad would drive you somewhere, or like a family trip. Because your drive is the reason that you do everything. Like some of you came to this camp this week, and I do camps all the time. I've done them all over the world. And a lot of times kids come to camp, and when they first come, they don't want to come because they don't know anybody, or they don't feel like they're very good at basketball. How many of you, when you got here, thought, man, I don't know if I want to be here because I'm not that good at basketball? Be honest, right? So some of you hands up. I appreciate you guys because you did something brave, right? But how many of you are having a good time so far this week? Look at all these hands. Look around you, right? So now your motivation, guys, your drive is different because when you get up in the morning and you put that t-shirt on and that says Team Nico's, when you put on your sneakers or whatever it is you put on, because everybody does that, right? We got to make sure we look right before we play, right? Because you look how you play, I guess. You drive, you're driven, but it's a good drive. It's not like my bad drive where my mom's taking me places I don't want to go, or those seats are really hot. Now you're driven because you want to be here. And as you guys get older, and as you train, and as you go to camps, and as you go into your school year and play for your teams and travel ball squads and stuff, I want you to remember that. When you're tired, when you're in the gym shooting shots, you're shooting jumpers, and you go in there, if you go in that gym, guys, and you're thinking, I'm just going to do the minimum. I'm going to shoot 100 jump shots. If you shoot 100 shots the wrong way, doesn't do you any good. If you can score 30 points a game, but your teammates hate you, then it's pointless. You laugh if you have a teammate you hate. Are you that guy? Right? You are, yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Drive is everything. I tell a story usually when I speak to young people that for some of you it'll make sense, for others of you, you'll say that's not my story. But I'll tell you really quick as I get ready to end it, guys. My story was simply that I didn't play a lot in high we were seniors. I sat the bench my freshman, sophomore, and junior year of high school. Then I got to start with Coach Mill senior year. And man, everything in me wanted to quit. But there was a drive in me, right? And I said to myself, man, I want basketball to be something I enjoy. And I just worked at it. I wasn't a natural basketball player. I was probably more of a natural football player, but I stopped playing football because I didn't like getting hit. Right? But when I got to college, guys, I was 6'6" or so. Actually, no, I was 6'5", and then I grew another inch. And I'm stronger than most of the people on my team at the time. I've lost a lot of weight since then. But man, I wanted to be so good. I was just like you. But I sat the bench my freshman, sophomore, junior year again. Everything that happened in high school happened again in college. And in my senior year, I got to play. And the only reason I kept doing it, guys, is because I was driven. And it wasn't always a good drive. Sometimes I was angry and disappointed. But at the end of the day, what I'm telling you guys is it's not going to happen overnight. But if I know some of you guys are 9, 10, 11, some of you are, how many are 13, 14? Who's an 8th grader? All right? So you guys, this is the last stop before you get to the high school level. And you might be thinking, man, I've seen some good players. But your concern shouldn't be about that, guys. Your drive should be about where is my heart, my sense of work going to take me? You have control over that. It's no longer your mom or your dad driving you. Now you're in the driver's seat. It's from the inside out. And so you need to listen to your coaches because they know what they're talking about. They're trying to help you maximize your ability. And that's what camps are all about. So I appreciate your time. I'm going to answer this question. What's your question? Now, when I'm standing up straight, I'm about 6'6". So, but these legs are fake. Just kidding. So what's the word? What's the focus? What did I just talk about? Starts with a D. What is it? Do you have it? Yes. Okay. You'll need it. You'll need it. Not just for basketball. You'll need it in language arts. You'll need it in your math class. How many of you hate math? Right? Hands down. Some of you love history. Whatever it is, you're going to need drive, but it has to be your own because you're in control, guys, and you can take yourself a lot of places if you have a good motivation. All right? So listen this week. Be a sponge. Learn as much as you can. And I appreciate you guys letting me talk to you. Get it? All right. Thanks, Coach.
Let's thank Storm and Norman Coulter for the great inspirational